What's up, YouTube? It's Dakota back with another weekly trading review, going through the week of April 24th to the 28th. This week, this review is probably going to be one of the longer ones. I took 17 trades, and that's due to partials. I had 8 wins, 9 losses. I had a 12.33 R multiple and a 2.31% gain. Didn't trade on Monday. On Tuesday, I took a EURUSD trade. This was a off-the-cuff trade, trading from one minor support level to the next resistance level. How to execute the trade: arbitrary manual entry, 50% drawdown cut. How could I have done better on this trade? Not taking the trade and waited for a JCP signal to enter. We can do a quick look at this. So really just wanted to trade from one support level to the next. I got failure at this support level here, so I went ahead, entered, and looked for price to just scale up to that next level for about a 1 hour opportunity, placing my stop beneath this candle here, which went through this minor support level here. The next trade, dollar Swiss, that I also took on Tuesday. Why did I take this trade? There was an H1 bullish flag formed divergence just before the level I wanted to enter at. How to execute the trade: manual entry after divergence signal, added size once price got above 0.8975, and I adjusted my initial stop below 89.64. How could I have done better on this trade? I could have taken partials after failure of 89.85. This would have negated the added position, so would have gotten rid of the added position that didn't necessarily need. Got this nice little flag here that's retesting these highs here, and I actually wanted it to come a little bit lower, but it didn't, and gave me divergence just before then. So I went ahead and entered, and then got a nice little rally that went up to this high and failed there, as you can see. And after that, I actually added, not after that, like just before that, I got a retest of this level, and I added size to it, and then saw closure here for that full failure. So that's what kind of signaled me to start to get out of this position, and I was able to cut it. I actually believe my stop was hit. Yeah, because I moved my stop up, and the stop was hit. Look at the 5 minute just in case there's anything here. Yeah, you can see that retest that I was seeing there. Yeah, if I'm watching the 5 minute in this situation, because that's what I base my retest off of, I could have gotten out earlier here after price failed to stay above this level after the third candle. This candle here would have been where I gotten out, but wasn't as attentive in this situation on that trade. Next trade, EURUSD. Why did I take this trade? Impulse correction with double top formed. Volume increase on initial break of trend line. How to execute the trade: manual entry after price failed trend line because I saw a better opportunity on GBPUSD. How could I have done better on this trade? If I'm going to take a trade, it should be a trade that is worth reviewing. So I should stop wasting my own time on trades I'm not going to be fully committed to. So got this impulse and correction here, and got the double top that I talked about, and we got high volume break of this trend line, but price didn't stay below the trend line, so got things fighting against me. It's obviously a counter trend trade, so wasn't as interested in it, but it was an opportunity nonetheless, and was just looking for price to scale just below the trend line to this low again, but we didn't get that. Price came down, failed the trend line, and I went ahead and closed the position there, because once price got to this level, I wanted to see it break straight through it. GBPUSD. Why did I take this trade? H1 bullish flag after hammer low for entry. How to execute the trade: manual entry, manual exit after price failed to break above 1.2434. How could I have done better on this trade? A wider stop beneath 1.2386. So for the short buy, this was the opportunity that I saw on pound dollar when I switched from the EURUSD to pound dollar. Give me 1 second. Okay, and it was a great opportunity, nice impulse, nice correction, and looking for prices just scale up to this high here. And price actually did end up going all the way, but initially it failed here, and that's where I ended up taking partials. And actually, I didn't take partials here. I ended up closing completely about at the level that it's at right now, after price gave that significant wick there, and saw price potentially coming back down, at least breaking this low here, which it ended up doing. So that's why I ended up cutting that. Why did I take this trade? On EURUSD again, I started to see the double top I identified as a three-legged bullish flag pattern. How did I execute the trade? Manual entry, took partials after price failed 1.0972, and stop hit. How could I have done better on this trade? I could have invested all my mental capital into the GU trade and had left EU alone, since I had already established that pound dollar had a greater opportunity than EU. So again, just not trading euro dollar, recognizing my opportunities. Euro dollar again. How did I take this trade? Why did I take this trade? Shooting star failure of double top area on an extension of the corrective bearish pattern. How to execute this trade: manual entry after shooting star close and 50% drawdown cut. How could I have done better on this trade? Cut the trade earlier. I was late on cutting it. So 50% to stop actually came a little bit sooner than when I cut it. So this is more like 75-80% of the way to stop that I cut it, like just right on that support level or resistance level at that time. On Thursday, I took EURUSD again for another sell. Bear setup made a lower low. How to execute the trade: manual entry, partials taken after price failed 1.0942. Adjusted stop above entry candle. Cut trade after price failed 1.0942 and closed. How could I have done better on this trade? Have target be 1.0942 for full closure. I have the trend going against me in this situation, so shorted target is viable. So here, price came back up to that sell level that I've been interested in. So I went ahead and sold it again, and was looking for price to come down to this low one more time. But price just stopped at the support level. So I could have just traded from one resistance level to the next support level, just level to level. Would have reduced the R, but still would have been a pretty good trade. And I closed it after price fell this level here, the first level. Now GBPNZD, best trade of the week. Not this one in particular, but this is the start of the best trade of the week. Why to take this trade? Bullish flag at 50 fib level. Bullish flag on 50 fib level after price closed above daily level 2.0129 and identified kill zone. How to execute the trade: manual entry based on 55-minute time frame and a 50% drawdown cut. How could I have done better on this trade? Set a wider stop since no H1 JCP occurred. So that's a lesson, because on most, really all the winners that I've reviewed on the JCP, like literally all of them, there's been an hourly wick or hourly candle that good signal to enter, which I didn't get here. Price, all these lows, all the lows of here are pretty stuck in the body. Why did I take the trades on GBPNZD? Same setup as previous trade, but I was leaving and needed to set a limit, or decided that I needed to set a limit. How do I execute the trade? Limit order activated, then my SL was hit. How could I have done better on this trade? Stop was arbitrary since the ideal stop reduced the trade to less than 1R. This is a big error. My stop should have never been arbitrary. I do not expect to make this simple mistake again. It would have been better to log on my phone and wait for the H1 signal to enter, check it every hour or so, and just give myself the opportunity instead of really throwing away the trade by setting a stop that doesn't really setting a stop just based off of a number that I just preconceived or just randomly came up with. So this is that trade. Nice impulse, nice correction. Set a limit just at the top of that zone that I was paying attention to, this high here. And then my stop was about 27 pips actually. Was debating between 27 and 30, but I just wanted it below. I could have set it below this candle here. The candle that I was paying attention to was here initially, but that also would have been valid for me to set it and would have kept me in. What level was that? $2.008. Okay, GBPNZD again. Why'd I take this trade? After price broke out of the bullish flag, it gave a retest of the daily level 2.0129. How'd I execute the trade? Manual entry after failure of break back below 2.0129. Partials taken after price hit 2.0206. Left trade running after that. How could I have done better on this trade? Trade was executed perfectly. So this is the first position that I took. This first one here. Price broke out of this bullish flag pattern that I saw. This was the previous trade that I was looking at, and there's that wick I was looking for in the hourly time frame. And price came above this daily level, breaking out of this flag pattern, and then retested the daily level, this orange level here, and basically failed to break back below that level. So that gave me an opportunity to enter here and set my targets at the high of this candle. Instead of taking full profits there, I went ahead and took partials because I saw there's potential for price to continue pushing up, and set my target a little bit higher at 2.0259 on this one. And this was another limit order that I set in, which we'll talk about in a few. Next trade, GBPUSD. Why to take this trade? Add a position after H1 level 1.2398 was broken. Been holding this trade for a while already. How did I execute the trade? Manual entry, 50% drawdown cut. How could I have done better on this trade? Base trade on inverse play instead of basing it just off of a run through, which those are terminologies that I use on how I add. So I saw price had actually hit this support level twice, and I actually made note of it because I thought about cutting here because looking for price to turn around, and price did turn around. It turned around pretty much all the way and almost back to break even here on this initial trade. But this was out of position I was trying to get on. It didn't work out. I went ahead and cut it here. Last trade, GBPNZD. I added to the position, retested the high, the minor high. That retested the minor high after a major flag broken. How could I have executed this trade? But how did I execute this trade? Manual entry after price failed to close back below daily level 2.0129, retest the flag pattern. After price closed above 2.0165, I took partials. After price closed above 2.0206, I adjusted stop beneath entry candle and took partials. Set a limit on the last high pre-break to add to the position. Target was hit. How could I have done better on this trade? Trade was executed perfectly. And this is that trade. We got that initial failure at the 2.0129 that I talked about earlier, and then price came back down and retested this high and just wicked that high as well, and then we got price to continue pushing up. Let me fix this while we're here. There shouldn't be a problem with it. Unless I just read it wrong. There we go. Okay, did I accomplish my goal from last week? Don't cut trades too early, yes. What is one thing that I can do better next week? Keep matrix at 2% at any given time. What are the top 2 ideas for next week? GBPUSD at 1.2463, daily bearish flag after ascending channel. So just looking for GU to actually just sell off. Been waiting for that sell off for a few days now. Since this week. Actually, since last week. Because of this ascending channel. Price could come up a little bit higher. A bit higher and retest the ascending channel. Next we got NZD USD. 0.6165 is the price I'm paying attention to. Looking for a pullback to 0.6165 and to see price continue falling to weekly level 0.6884 for the weekly level. And since I really like that one, I'm gonna go ahead and look at it. A little bit closer. We got this impulsive move here, looking for a correction up to these lows here and for price to sell back down. It's about a 9-hour opportunity if it plays out this way, and probably the best setup that I could get next week. And that is my weekly trading review. If you guys like the video, please go ahead and hit the like button. If you have any questions or comments, go ahead, enter it in the comment section, and I will catch you guys in the next video.